Hi, everybody. My name is Maggie Reeves. I am the student engagement coordinator here at Crosstown High, and I'm also a part of the master scheduling team. So we had an open house sort of Zoom meeting on Tuesday, March 22nd. And this is just covering what we did then. And if you happen to miss it, or if you had anything that you forgot to be paying attention to, I will go through all of that here. So the very first thing, and all of these links will be attached with this recording as well, is our blank graduation planner. So this graduation planner is a living document for all of our students. It changes, obviously, as students finish classes. And also has, like all of our documents, both Miss Sasha Haynes, our professional school counselor, and my email at the top of all of them. So just at the very beginning here, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to either Miss Haynes or myself. So the very first thing about the graduation planner is that it is a view only document. So you're going to have to make a copy if you want to go ahead and make one for your student. But probably most of you will be making one at the end of next school year, since most of you do not have high school credits yet. So we have divided up this graduation planner into each department. English very first. So you will see English 1 through 4, or those AP classes here, and the grade levels that you would take them. A section for the credit earned. So at the end of English 1 honors, your student's graduation planner will look something like that. And then the total amount of credits required for each department. You'll see math here. And you will see right at the top here, Algebra 1/integrated 1. Our school is working toward transitioning into an integrated math department, as opposed to one that's just Algebra 1, Algebra 2 geometry. It just makes more sense for project-based learning. And we are in our next year will be our second year of this integrated progression. So it'll only be integrated 1 or integrated 2. Most freshmen next year will be an integrated 1, but if your student has already taken Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and or geometry, their schedule will look a little bit different, and I'll get to that in just a second. So you'll need 4 math credits in high school. That is 1 a year. You can't just take 2 at a time and be done by your sophomore year. You have to take 1 every single year. For science, you have to have 3 credits to graduate. Ninth grade year, all of our freshmen take environmental science, or they have the choice to take AP environmental science. And then their 10th grade year, they'll take biology honors. In their 11th grade year, they can take either chemistry or physics. For social studies, again, it's only 3 classes, and then also a personal finance credit, which is half a credit. So 3.5 credits in total. That is world history and geography, which at Crosstown we call AP Human Geography, AP US History, US Government and Economics, and Personal Finance. Then there are 2 different kinds of electives in our world. There are those that are required and not. So we put our required ones right up here in like a separate section. The required electives to graduate from a high school in Tennessee are lifetime wellness, which is 1 entire credit, physical education, which is half a credit, foreign language, 2 entire credits. They have to be consecutive. You can't take a break in between your foreign language credits. So you can't take 1 your freshman year and 1 your junior year. You've got to do them right in a row. And here at Crosstown, we only offer Spanish as a foreign language. And then 1 credit for fine arts. That includes photography, visual arts, which is more like drawing focused, and painting, and then graphic media, which is more computer and design focused. So down here, you guys will see the words elective focus quite a bit whenever you're looking at Tennessee state graduation requirements. And basically what that means is that your non-required electives all kind of have to, or 3 of them have to be in the same department generally. You'll see those here. Here at Crosstown, though, we recognize that kids change their mind a lot, and that's okay. So we, every single year, and this is part of our PBL, our project-based learning method, every single student, every single year will take a capstone class. Capstone counts as a humanities credit. So they'll be in capstone 1 this next year, capstone 2, and so on and so forth in the years to come. And so these, by their junior year, they will have completed their elective focus. That means that they're non-required electives. They can take in any department they so choose. They could take a STEM class. They could take an extra art class. They could take creative writing or AV production, which is either music or film. Yeah, so all of our students get to choose their electives pretty freely because we pretty much hand them their elective focus. And then down here, and this may not be super relevant for our freshmen, but for our current students, they can put their projected schedule down here before they fill out their course requirement document, their course request document. So then the second link here is our elective course catalog. I'm not going to go through every single elective here, but if you want for that chosen elective, you can scroll through as many of them as you want. At the very top here, again, it'll give you a whole lot of good information like AP frequently asked questions and different classes that are offered in AP, some dual enrollment information, which won't be prevalent to you guys until you're juniors, but just for, future reference, it's there. But at the very top of this document is the Tennessee State and grade level required courses. So if you click into this, at the very top, you will see what classes you have to graduate from a public school in Tennessee. You can also, we cited it right up top, go into the actual website itself and see all the exact same information. So again, for math, your student has to take a math class every single year. English, your student has to take an English class every single year. Science, there are 3 credits, again, including biology, chemistry or physics, and then a third lab course, which we call environmental science or AP environmental science here at Crosstown. Social studies, you have to have 3 credits, including US history, world history and geography, which we call AP human geography, US government and economics. You have to have 1 entire credit for lifetime wellness. You have to have half a credit for physical education. So again, these are 2 separate classes, 1 credit for lifetime wellness and half a credit for physical education. You have to have half a credit for personal finance, 2 credits in the same language of foreign language, and then 1 fine arts credit. And then again, that elective focus you will see right here, which we give you through capstone. So as a 9th grader, your schedule will look a little like this. All of our students will be in English 1 honors. Most of our classes here, all but like maybe a handful, are taught either honors or AP. So all of our students will be in English 1 honors as freshmen. All of our students also, their freshman year will be in 1 semester of economics and 1 semester of US government. Those are both also taught as honors classes. So 1 semester will be 1 and the other semester will be the other. It'll be matched up in the same period. For math, all freshmen will either be in integrated 1 math or integrated math 2. There might be some outliers there, and I will talk about that in just a second. Science, as freshmen, you will either be in environmental science or AP environmental science. And then you have 2 spots for electives and your capstone 1. The first elective, you have to take an elective that fulfills 1 credit toward graduation. So again, that's the fine arts, lifetime wellness, or foreign language. And then for your second elective, you can just choose 1 from the course catalog. If I were you, I would go ahead and choose 1 that is also a required elective to graduate. So then you don't have to be rushing toward graduation whenever you're a junior and senior and trying to get all of your required classes done. So again, then the final class is capstone 1. You can also, if you really want to, scroll down and look through the other grade levels, but these are kind of changing, especially like in the social studies track, because we're changing like how those classes progress with one another. So then finally, you will have, sorry. Finally, on this, so this other link on here is the Tennessee state and grade level course requirements. But the moment that you've all been waiting for, if your student has taken Algebra 1, Algebra 2, or Geometry as an 8th grader or just in middle school in general, then they can sign up for a math placement test. The reason that we do this is because one, we are phasing into an integrated sequence, so integrated math 1, 2, and 3 for project-based learning. But also, we have had some students who will automatically skip into like the next level of class from their 8th grade year. Let's say they took Algebra 2 their 8th grade year, and then they go into geometry as a 9th grader, and they don't do so well because for whatever reason, our classes are taught differently than other schools. So we just want to make sure that all of our students are put into the correct math class. If your student has not taken a high school level math class, again, that's Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and or Geometry, then you don't need to worry about this. They do not have to take a math placement test. They will automatically be put into integrated 1. Also, if your student has taken one of these classes, Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and or Geometry, and they just want to go into integrated 1 with the majority of their freshman class, that's fine. They also do not have to take this test. They will automatically be put in if they do not take this test. So you can sign up. I had already done like a draft of myself signing up for this, Maggie here. And I, throughout this form, you can figure out either these are the 2 days for the math placement tests that we have available. But if none of those times work for you, you can say none of these work for me, and then give a range of dates and times that will work, and we will reach out to you. It also just make sure that whatever class you're taking, you're passing it, that you feel like confident in your passing it, and what classes you've taken. So then you would come in for your math placement test, and you'll either be put into integrated 2 or geometry, depending on what your 8th grade math class looked like. So again, if you have not taken a high school level math class, you do not need to worry about that placement test. You will just automatically be put into integrated 1, and that is that. So finally, the course request form is right here. So again, I have already filled this out as though I am a rising freshman. So I would put my email here, my first and last name, and this is the student name, not the parent. And then you get to choose, because all of our freshmen will be in English. That isn't something that is on this form, but you will get to choose either between environmental science or AP environmental science right here. You also won't see social studies on here because all of our freshmen will be in either economics honors or US government honors. So I said that I'm going to take regular environmental science, well, honors environmental science instead of AP. And then I haven't taken any high school level math classes, so I'm going to say that. Or if I've taken Algebra 1, I'm currently passing, so on and so forth. So just put whatever it gives you. So I'm going to say I haven't taken any high school level math classes. So my only choice here is integrated math 1. So now for my first elective course selection, we only put the ones that would meet a graduation requirement on this very first one for our freshman class. So I'm going to go ahead and get lifetime wellness out of the way. That is, again, that full credit class. For my second elective, here are all of the electives that our freshmen could take, no prerequisites required. So again, I would go ahead and take one that is a graduation requirement, but it is up to you. You can choose whatever you want here. So I'm going to say Spanish 1 here. And then we realize that sometimes our elective classes fill up, and that's okay. So we give you alternate elective choices. I went ahead and put in journalism here and music production 1 for my second alternative choice. And you can just choose those however you want. They're all on the elective course catalog if you have any questions about them. And then finally, PE. So there's one whole credit that you have to take in person, no exceptions, called Lifetime Wellness. But then there's also a half a credit of physical education that all of our students have to graduate. And that is, again, it is half a credit. It is called physical education. And we give several different options of doing this. So your student can either, and they don't have to worry about this their freshman year, they can worry about it later on down the line. They can either take it during the school day and match it up with another one semester class. All of those semester long classes are in our humanities department. So they're like psychology, sociology, African American history. There's one class called Facing History and Ourselves. So they would be able to match up those 2 semester long courses to complete their year. Both of those will be half credits during the time that your student is in that physical education class. If they do it during the school day, our school pays for a Y membership for your student. So it only lasts a semester. It takes up one period of a class just for half a year, and we pay for that membership. Another option is if your student is going to play a sport at Crosstown High, one with a staff member of Crosstown High, then they can they can come get a form from me called an alternative PE credit. And we will make sure that that's on their transcript. And then they don't have to worry about that PE credit ever again. They still do have to take Lifetime Wellness though. And then there's a third option though, which we call an 8th period after school fitness and conditioning. What that looks like is for 10 weeks, 3 days a week, again for 10 weeks, you will pay for a student discounted Y membership, and your student for those 3 days for 10 weeks will come in and do exercise classes. They'll learn how to use the equipment and just learn about health. The YMCA here, the Church Health YMCA, gives us a really good discount for being Crosstown High students. So those memberships are $15 a month. So it would be $15 for about 3 months. And then basically it would be put onto your transcript as an alternative PE credit. So we understand not wanting to take a class and waste that amount of space in your schedule. But again, that's something that, the families pay for those memberships. And again, you do not have to worry about this as freshmen. I would wait until you're a little bit longer here to get your PE out of the way. So I just said no. And then here at the very end of your course request document, you can ask any questions you want, and we will get back to you with those answers just as soon as we can, either me or Miss Haynes. And that is it. So I'm going to make sure that this recording, along with all of these different links, are all attached to an email that come out to you. And again, if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me or Miss Haynes. We'll be CC'd into this email so that you guys can just reach out to us immediately. And we will answer any of your questions that you so choose. Thank you. We can't wait to meet you.